This is how you do a filler episode. This is a prime and perfect example of how to make a good filler episode, especially for a long-running series. When I was first watching this episode around the halfway mark, I was thinking it was just going to be a standard filler episode, going to be very pointless and not really have much to talk about. But with this episode, it actually shocked me and it bitch slapped me. It made those, overall thoughts I had go away because we had a character's backstory revealed to us. Visca actually had her backstory fleshed out. And this is what filler should be meant to do. Something that the manga will not cover, but it can actually be considered canon, and it can be actually more world building for the series. For instance, it builds the world up, and it also makes the characters a lot more understandable. So, I like the attempt of filler in this episode. I really like it, and hopefully Fairy Tail will continue filler like this to develop back characters, like side characters, because it will definitely help the overall feel of Fairy Tail. Now, Visca, at the end of this episode, is revealed to be that girl that Erza was fighting in the middle of the pool hall. And that was really shocking. I did not expect to see someone from Fairy Tail actually be betraying themselves as Fairy Tail, and then they realize the wrongs, and then they go and join Fairy Tail. I mean, Visca, we found out that she used to do that. She was a thief, she was a robber, she would go around trying to do anything she can. She was portraying as if she was Fairy Tail, and then she eventually joined after Erza beat the shit out of her, pretty much. So I felt like the overall build-up for that was really good. I like it a lot. Not the best filler of all time, I'm going to be honest, but this is how filler should be done to develop characters that have not had a big presence in the series. For instance, Visca, now we have a lot more development for her. Now we know about her backstory and what made her join, and, it's really cool getting to see the connections between Erza and her. And I felt like the overall feel of this episode, at the end of the day, I can actually consider it a real canon episode. Even though technically it wasn't in the manga, I can consider it canon. And that right there makes me very happy. Makes me so freaking happy seeing how this was revealed in this episode. And it makes me actually enjoy Fairy Tail's fillers. It's actually enjoyable to watch Fairy Tail fillers when you know for a fact you can actually consider it canon. Now, the music of this episode was really cool. As usual, standard Fairy Tail type music, so nothing much to talk about. Animation, for the most part. Animation was plain in a lot of places until you got to the overall fan service sections of Erza cosplaying into a bunny fucking outfit. Oh my god, the bunny outfit. Oh. And then you have the entire bit with her in a maid outfit and stuff like that. So, there was just a lot of cosplaying going on with Erza and different characters. There was a lot of fan service and opie all over the place in this episode, which in turn, usually filler episodes of Fairy Tail have this type of content in it. So, not much complaints on my end. Overall, a very enjoyable episode just because of the development. I just did not expect this episode to really develop Visca at all. I expected to just talk about Billers. That's honestly what I thought I was going to have to talk about in this review. And I found out some interesting character details. Tell me your thoughts. I mean, do you feel like this is how filler should be done? Like, develop characters, actually make sense and actually fit in with the overall plot with the series? Like, you can actually consider it canon since it really doesn't contradict anything, and at the exact same time, it really develops characters in the background that need more development. Do you feel like this is how filler should be done? Let me know in the comments below. How'd you feel about this episode? What would you rate this episode? If I had to rate it, I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10, somewhere on there, very average. It was an average episode, but it was enjoyable. And can't wait. I think next episode we're getting into the actual filler arc next week, if I'm correct. We're getting into that arc, so I can't wait to actually see that. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Love you all so much. Please be safe. Chibi out.